We can tend to say, okay, well, our passion should only be sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ to the nations. That should be our passion. Well, you know what? That may not be your passion. And you know what? God might not be calling you overseas to be a missionary. He might be calling you to, like my friend Amanda, the art community in Arkansas, and to make friends and to go to posh parties and have all these people that don't know Jesus that love you and that know you and that talk to you about art. That might be where he calls you. So I don't want you to overthink this. What makes your heart beat fast? Tim Keller talks a lot about this in his book, Every Good Endeavor. I think it's a really important read if you've never read that book. What Tim Keller talks about in this book is that the work divide of secular versus sacred, that we have demonized things that are secular, that we don't imagine what God could do with secular jobs and secular work that doesn't feel important. And therefore we miss the sacred in the secular. And there really is no divide, right? There's no divide. It's all of God. He's gifted you to do this, put you in your place, given you the people around you, given you the gifts you have, whatever they are, whether they are spiritual gifts or just natural abilities. All of our callings are the exact same. How we express them and the assignments that we take and do at different points in our life should just be a reflection of that calling. So that calling is to make disciples who make disciples. It's Matthew 28. We've talked about this before. Matthew 28, Jesus is ascending to heaven and he says, "Go therefore and make disciples of every nation, every tongue, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, the Spirit." That's the calling. That's what he's asked us to do. So we're supposed to go make disciples of Jesus, right? And baptize people into the faith, to bring them to salvation, by the way. Discipleship largely is an evangelistic effort. At that point, most of the world never heard of Jesus. And so they were discipling them into a faith, into a religion, and it was to follow Jesus. And so that was the calling. And that's still the calling, right? That's the calling over all of our lives. If you know Jesus, then to make disciples is the call. It is the call. You don't have a different one. But let's just write that one at the very top, above passions. What places, what ways, what settings, that's going to get clearer from these threads that you've been laying out. So passions, what are your passions? I want you to imagine the things that make your heart beat fast. And isn't it fun to do that when you're not sitting there thinking it has to be something very important or very big? It might be that you absolutely love cooking. Good for you. That's not mine at all. But maybe that's yours. You love cooking. You love making meals for people. You love taking meals to people. You love having people over in your home to cook for them. You love cooking for your family. Do you know how powerful meals were in Jesus' ministry? If there weren't people cooking meals, there was a lot of ministry that just didn't happen. Like so much happened around tables. Lazarus, he goes into town and he invites the person that people hated the most to a meal. In fact, to his house. Someone had to cook that. So you see how your different passions don't have to be sharing the gospel with people in foreign countries. Although I think to some degree, making Jesus known is going to be part of everything we do, should be part of everything we do. You might love volunteering at your kid's school. You might love the fact that you organize and you love doing that for other people. You are really good at it. You might love that. You might love crafts. Good for you. You know, I am not a craft person. I think they're evil because I can't do them. And I never have, even as a kid. Like the glue stick thing never worked for me. So good for you. So I was just at the mall the other morning this week, and I walk in and I'm going to Starbucks, and it's before it's even open. All the mall walkers are there, you know, all the people that walk the mall. By the way, I'm so going to be a mall walker. I'm going to go at 7 a.m. with my friends, and we are mall walking when we get older. That is my destiny. I love those older people walking the mall. Anyway, there's this little group of people knitting at Starbucks in the mall at like 8:30 in the morning. And I just thought, I tried to take a picture of them, but I thought this is so creepy. And they were all just working so hard. I didn't want to interrupt them. But it was just the sweetest little group of people doing their thing, you know? And I just thought, good for you knitters, you know? Good for you all out there that are knitters. I know some of you knit. Good for you. How could you use that passion for the glory of God? That's what I want you to think about. And isn't that fun? Isn't it fun? And how creative it could be that you think out of the box about your passion and how God's made you and how you could tie that to the gospel and to reaching people that I could never reach because I hate crafts, right? I can never reach those people. Never going to reach crafters. Never. So you can, and you can create little clubs and little gatherings, and it doesn't have to be complicated. I promise you, the night before that little mall gathering, unless they do it every week, somebody just said, hey, do y'all want to go to the mall tomorrow and knit? I just can't even get over how cute it is. So that's that simple, y'all. You don't have to overthink this. Just figure out what you love and bring people into it.